We're gonna read 1,001 Nights, or 1,001. Takes 1,001 mornings. Or it could take three a day. It could take a whole year. This is reading Arabian Nights. Night 329. Morning now dawned. Scheherazade broke off from what she had been allowed to say. Then, when it was the 329th night, she continued, I have heard of fortunate king that she said, I accept your excuse. Do you remember what the prior thing was? Oh, his excuse was he had told the woman that he was dying of thirst. While he's looking in the window. Ali went on. She then called to one of her slave girls and said, Lift, give this man a drink from the golden jug. Not just any jug, but the golden jug. The girl fetched me a jug of red gold studded with pearls and precious stones, filled with water that had been mixed with pungent musk and covered with a kerchief of green silk. Why do you think they cover their jug of water with a kerchief of green silk? Do you think it has any meaning? I began to drink, but took my time about it, and I stole glances at the lady. After I had been there for some time, I handed the jug back to the girl. But when I still stood there, the lady said, Go on your way, old man. So they used to say, go away, old man. This is the Russian guy at the beach. There's the young people playing volleyball, and they say, Go away, old man. He says, though he can play as well as them, or better, actually. So they're shocked, and then they say something about old man smart. Now, they said, Go away, old man. My lady, I replied, I am filled with anxiety. About what, she asked. About the changes and vicissitudes of time. I told her, she said, You do well to be anxious, for time is full of wonders, but which of these have you seen that so concerns you? I am thinking about the owner of this house, I said, who, while he was alive, was a friend of mine. She asked me the man's name, and I said, He was Muhammad ibn Ali, the jeweler, a man of great wealth. Then I asked whether he had left any children. Yes, she replied, he left one girl called Budur, Budur, who inherited all his wealth. I asked whether perhaps she herself was his daughter. Yes, I am, she said with a laugh, but then she added, You have been talking for too long, old man, so go off on your way. He's digging too much here. I must certainly leave, I told her, but I see that your beauty has been dimmed, so tell me about yourself, as it may be that God will use me to bring you relief. What do you tell some woman that her beauty's been dimmed? That's not very smart. Old man, the lady said, if you are someone who can keep a secret, I will tell you mine, but tell me who you are so that I may see whether you are worthy to hear it or not. For the poet has said, It is only the trustworthy who keep secrets. Only the best of people keep them hidden. My secret is guarded guarded in a locked room. The key is lost, and now the door is sealed. My lady, I told her, if you want to know who I am Ali ibn Mansur, Mansur, the witty Damascene, the drinking companion of the commander of the faithful Harun al-Rashid. On hearing my name, she came down from her chair and greeted me with a welcome, adding, now I shall tell you my story and trust you with my secret. I am a lover, parted from my beloved. My lady, I replied, you are beautiful, and the man whom you love must be handsome. So who is he? He is Jubair ibn Umar al-Shabani. She told me the Emir of the Banu Shaban. She went on to describe for me the most handsome young man in Basra. I asked her if they had met or corresponded. Yes, she told me, but our love was a matter of words and did not come from the heart or the soul, for he did not keep his promises or fulfill his pledges. I then asked her what had led them to part, and she said, the reason for this was that one day I was sitting as a maid of mine combed my hair. When she had finished, she twisted the locks into plaits, and my beauty made such an impression on her that she leant over me and kissed my cheek. At that moment, Jubair came in unexpectedly. He saw the girl kissing my cheek, and at once he angrily turned on his heel and left, intending to part from me forever, reciting these lines. If my love is shared with someone else, I shall leave her and live alone. No good is to be found in the love of such a one. From that time, he turned away from me and left until now. I have had no message from him and no answer. I then asked her what it was that she wanted, and she told me, I want you to take a letter to him from me. If you bring me a reply, I shall give you 500 dinars. And if you don't, I shall pay you 100 dinars as compensation for your journey. Do as you want, I told her, and after saying, to hear is to obey, she summoned a slave girl and told her to fetch paper and an inkstand. When these were brought, she wrote the following lines. My darling, why shun me in loathing? Where is the forbearance and sympathy we should have? Why do you turn away and abandon me? Your face is not the face I used to know. Yes, the slanderers spread a false report about me. You paid attention to their words, and they said more and more, God forbid that you believe what they have said. Your good judgment knows better than that. I implore you, tell me what it was that you heard. You know what is said, and you act with fairness. It is true that this is because of my words. Words can be interpreted and changed. The Torah was revealed as the Word of God. See, that's the Jewish book. They're claiming it's the Word of God. But the Bible. But people altered and distorted it. Before now, false reports were spread abroad. In Jacob's presence, Joseph was blamed. For all of us, me, the slanderer, and you, the day of judgment will be one of fear. Budur, that's the woman, Budur, then sealed her letter, gave it to me. I took it and went off to Jubair's, Jubair, house, but finding that he was out hunting, I sat down to wait for him. I was still sitting there when he came back, and when I saw him on his horse, I was bewildered by his beauty and grace. He turned and saw me sitting by the door. So he dismounted, and on coming up to me, he embraced me and greeted me, leading me to think that it was the world and everything in it that I had embraced. He then took me into his house, sat me on his couch, and ordered a table to be brought in. One was fetched that was made out of Khurasanian Kalan wood, Khurasanian Kalan wood, with golden legs, and on it were dishes of all kinds of food, with fried and roasted meats, and so on. When I took my seat there, I looked hard at it and found inscribed on it the following verses. Cut off, ... End of night, night 329. See, leaves you hanging, so you'll have to wait for the night 330 if you want to know what happened. We had read from Arabian Nights, night 329, from Malcolm Lyons translation from Penguin Classics, Volume 2. What do you think? Some sort of stories developing.